it comes to social media, Facebook is king. A new Pew Research report showing 73% of online adults use the network, which means if you're on social media, you're on Facebook. Lee Rainey, the director of Pew Research Center's Internet and American Life Project, joins us from Washington to run us through the other big social media players in 2013. Hi, Lee.
Hey, Sarah.
So there was all this concern about Facebook losing teens and, teens losing interest in Facebook, but it seems like they still have a pretty big lead.
Yeah, they're 3.5 to 4 times bigger than the next biggest sites. LinkedIn has 22% of internet users. Facebook has 71%. So it's still the dominant social networking site by a lot, but people are diversifying their social media habits. That's one of the big parts of the story we were telling in this report. They're spreading out to different services for different purposes in their lives.
So I think it was, we just showed you 42% of the people that you guys surveyed actually use lots of different social media platforms. They're not tied to just Facebook.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Facebook is good for some things, particularly for younger folks now. We see them also using places like Snapchat and Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, and things like that. But Facebook still serves some big social purposes for them. If they belong to a group, if they've got a collective thing that they want to do, Facebook is still the #1 place for them to be.
Now, what are the other social media platforms that are seeing the biggest gains heading into 2014?
Well, we saw Instagram jump a lot in the past year. It's up to 21% of internet users. And we saw a Pinterest jump as well, very dominant with women. More than 1/3 of online women now use Pinterest, but only 8% of men do. So there are different demographic profiles in each of the social networking platforms.
Now, of course, Facebook bought Instagram. I'm sure it's good news for them that there are more people using Instagram, but it also seems like pretty good news that so many people are going on Instagram more than once a day.
Yeah, it's a very intensively used site. People are using it multiple times a day. Obviously, it's very compelling to send a picture and a message to your buddies and stuff like that. And a big story that we chronicled in our research in 2013 was the rise of pictures and videos as a social currency. People are sharing a lot of pictures online.
Now, one of the things that I think is interesting, you kind of touched on this a little bit before, is different kinds of people are using different sites. So you said a lot of women are using Pinterest. What were some of the other interesting demographic breakdowns of who was using what?
Sure. About 18% of internet users use Twitter, and it over-indexes among African Americans, which is a story that we've seen from the very beginning of when we tracked Twitter. Instagram is very popular with people who live in urban and suburban areas, but not in rural areas. Women use Pinterest. Upscale people use LinkedIn. So you're seeing sort of a networking effect even in social media. People use different platforms for different purposes, in part because different audiences use different platforms.
Did you guys do anything about what the most common combo is? Is there anyone who's still being left out?
Well, everybody's using multiple platforms. 42% are in those double platforms. So if there's one platform, it's Facebook and everybody else. And then it tends to be Facebook and Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn. And so it's a sort of starting point for lots of people. But again, they're moving some of their different social activities to different platforms because they see that there's different kinds of activities taking place on each of the different media.
All right, well, the big takeaway from 2013 seems to be that we are all basically glued to social media. So Lee, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Sarah.